It's the season premiere for Monday Night Raw, and I have questions. Where is AJ's pyro? What's Lana doing with Bobby Lashley? And why are we promoting a Crown Jewel event before Hell in a Cell? Rest in peace, Ramblin' Rabbit, because the Monday Night Raw after show and AfterBuzz TV starts right now.
I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Okay, that's cool.
Wow.
I can rock with that one. Mac Lish, yo.
There we go.
Hey, shout out to MT Mac.
That's cool.
Bumping all over the place. It's the boy, Elviso. The Monday Night Raw after show and AfterBuzz TV, the flagship program, season premiere, comes to you live from North Hollywood, California. AfterBuzz Studios broadcasting all over the world. A lot of things going on tonight.
Really?
A lot of things going on. Yeah, we're global, man. We got friends in Portugal, Australia. It's crazy. Before we get into everything, let's introduce the panel. On my far, far left, this guy is a Hall of Farmer, the sharecropper, Tacoma's own Jack Farmer.
Man, I am so excited to be here. It was a cracking episode. I'm excited to discuss the beginning, the middle, and the end, and I'm excited to make a special announcement at the end of the show. That's a tease.
Oh, snap. And to his right, she is a Black Barbara Walters, the Canadian assassin, TK Trinidad.
Hola!
That's all?
What's up? And to her, we have the controversial firebrand, the one and only Chicago's finest. Hashtag heel Jim Alexander.
Right. Hollywood Alexander in the house. What's
How
up,
many
Phil?
jackets do you have, good sir?
Listen, this is one of the most I've gotten all these celebrities literally saying like that jacket's so hot.
It's good.
Man, you're on fire. I've had JB Smooth complimenting me multiple times. I mean, I've had athletes. Everyone's loving my jacket. I'm as cool as ever, and I'm back.
Yeah, you look like Backstreet Boys. So a huge show going on tonight. We got matches. We got
it's
TK
insane.
Boudoir. You guys can call in the show. That's right. The number is 424-354-8302. Call in. Have your questions and comments at hand because this one is huge. Now, season premiere, they officially announced it for some reason. I don't think they usually do this. His overall thoughts of the whole show, the whole look has changed, the commentary teams have changed. What are you guys thinking?
I mean, it's a shake-up. It's something different. I feel like they were catering to the wrestling fans and trying to get the past. Before this, they were catering to the wrestling fans, the dedicated wrestling fans who've been there year in, year out, and trying to get some new ones here and there with the pay-per-views. This one is like they're catering, like they already know the wrestling fans are going to be there. Now they're catering to the casual watchers who are flipping through channels and they stick on like Raw. I think that was the feel of it.
Yeah. Theme song is Legendary by Skillet, and we have a new
Man, that's going back. Didn't Edge have? Or they had some pay-per-views back in the day.
Yeah.
With Skillet.
Yeah.
I love Skillet. It's a Christian rock band, and
okay.
it's all
Just
good.
thoughts about the presentation, Jim?
It's cool. They need a new kind of, every so often, every year or so, they need to freshen it up. They've always done that, so it's just the new time to do it. They tie it in with the new. Was there no ramp? I didn't even notice
It kind of
that.
like slopes out. And
Yeah,
it's
I'm not.
flat
They
almost
made
out.
some alternations at ramp. Not last few months or so. They've been kind of toying with it. So I just kind of didn't even notice it.
And Pyro's back.
Poor people in 2K
Pyro's
making
back,
the game having to
apparently.
redo that whole entrance now.
Oh man, and you will pay $90 for the Ultimate Edition,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
man, I absolutely loved the presentation now. I thought they really showed out. I thought everyone's entrance seemed 100 times better with pyro. The lighting looked a lot better. I love the new commentary team. I thought
You do?
I loved
Let's talk about
it.
this. So the new commentary team, Vic Joseph, Dio Madden from 205 Live, and the Hall of Famer Jerry Lawler. Jack, you loved it. What about that you loved the most?
The thing I like the most is, look, I get Jerry Lawler has some dad jokes sometimes.
Some dad jokes.
Some.
Dad joke factory,
But
bro.
it made me realize we have had no humor on the commentary team for so long, and I think it made commentary seem a bit dry. And to have someone who had a little bit of personality shining through, to me, it was a breath of fresh air.
Jim Alexander, disagree.
I don't know who those two other guys were. I don't watch 205 or whatever. it is.
Apparently, most Americans did not either.
But here's the
Who was
thing.
on Raw again? Sorry.
Raw?
Before?
It's,
Yeah.
Cole, Graves, and Renee Young.
Yeah.
Now
it's
where
like
did they go?
Cole and Graves were on
205.
SmackDown,
Right.
and Renee Young is doing the backstage
Contributor.
studio show with Booker T.
Oh, so she's not even doing. Oh wow.
Now we do commentary now.
Oh, okay.
But these two guys, I mean, they're kind of fresh guys. They're like NXT guys brought over to like a main roster. That's how it feels.
Yeah.
Lawler, it just felt off. I don't know. It's not that I got used to Michael Cole on Monday nights and Graves, because they haven't been on that long. Cole used to be the SmackDown voice, you know?
Yeah,
but this commentary seemed off. They just didn't seem in sync. They didn't seem on the same page. It was like two different commentaries going. The two guys from the minor leagues sounded...
205 is main roster. What do you mean minor leagues?
Like I said, the two guys from the minor leagues sounded all right together, but Lawler with them, it was like oil and water. It was just not meshing together. It was bothering my ears. I was gonna turn off the sound. I just didn't like the commentary.
You know what? Ironically, that's what a lot of people said when you joined this show.
Oh, why did you do that?
Well, I mean, it's true, and my point is, it's not an insult. My point is that
an insult.
No. My point is, it takes people time to mesh and gel and get to know people's personalities, and then it flows. People still dislike you, but they dislike you in a good way. People love this show.
I think one person dislikes me on this panel. This is where it's headed.
Here's the difference between Jim Alexander and Jerry Lawler. Give them this competition.
Jim Alexander can get over. With women and with...
Okay, stop.
What I'm saying is that it's going to take them a while, the three of them, to mesh for it to be a cohesive unit.
Absolutely.
If they are great at what they're doing. If they're not good, then after a couple months or even after a couple weeks, it's not going to work out. But if they're great at what they're doing... So my point, Jim, is we switched, a lot of stuff switched up. We lost Johnny, we lost Evan, we lost the different people. When I came on...
I was there with both of them.
I know, right?
I'm saying we haven't been together for a year.
Right.
There was a point, I think, up to last year where I was doing shows. It was me and Hobo. Sometimes it's by myself. You know what I'm saying? So it takes some time when you have a cohesive unit to take some time to gel to have a cohesive unit.
I thought when me and Mac and Flobo joined, ratings just popped. I mean, that's a fact. You can look it up. This is the fire. This is the best crew of all time. I mean,
I am not disputing that, but it took. I'm not disputing that, but it took a time. It took a moment for the fans, to appreciate it, and then for us to gel and know different personalities.
They didn't have a guy like me before. That's true.
I agree with you.
They never had a guy.
You always got to give time to gel. I feel like this commentary team was great. The last one was great, but it definitely was a downshift of energy. The difference between Jim Alexander and Jerry King Lawler, which I can't believe I'm making this comparison, is because Jerry Lawler is a legend. There's no doubt in my mind.
Jim Alexander's a bigger legend.
That's the difference. But I felt like his commentary was like frozen in carbonite for 10 years. He came back and said the same jokes from like 1998, and that can't work in 19.
I will agree that there's probably a level of nostalgia for why I enjoyed Jerry Lawler, but the main thing for me was just, like I said, there was humor. There was a little more comedy in there. And it doesn't need to be all gags and jokes the whole show, but looking back over the past few years, it's been so serious all the time, and maybe it's WWE's way of trying to be more of a sports show or a more serious product, but I like having a character on the show.
I get it. We haven't had a character in a while.
I will admit that in a few weeks, my opinion may change, but for now, it felt like it was fun to have some comedy out there.
Shout out to being fun. Rey Mysterio coming out with his Universal title match, talking about family and stuff, and he gets destroyed by Brock Lesnar, who shows up.
So many issues with this.
I want to hear TK go.
What's going on with this Brock Lesnar character?
There's a couple of things. One, it's one of those things. Okay, so Rey Mysterio gets power slam, power bomb, all that good stuff. Then Dominique,
Dominique sounds fancy. It's French.
Oh,
it's Dominic. I'm
Dominic. He stands up and then he sits back down. It's one of those things where it's like if you're standing up to a bully and you know you're gonna get your ass handed to you, then you might as well just stand up and take that L.
Yeah.
So that was one problem because he looked like a punk. It's like you just should have stood up and waited for him to just.
I'm the biggest punk when Brock Lesnar's in the room. I don't
but
care.
at the end of the day, he still took him over.
True.
You know what I'm saying? True. So if you're gonna do it, then you might as well be a man about and take it. Then on top of that, take the ass whooping. At least you stood up. And then on top of that, his friends didn't do nothing. His friends literally sat there.
I would too. You messed up,
This segment was so much better watching it next to TK as she's saying
this. You're not a friend.
No, my friend is
Wait, you're trying to tell me. So Jim,
hold on.
Brock Lesnar takes Jim and he's pretty much kicking Jim's ass, you would just sit there?
If we at a bar and someone comes
No. We're talking about in that situation.
In that situation, because Jim got up and was like, I got this for myself.
Wow.
That is way different. Like, you got me, bro? That's way different.
No, but
I would have to take a phone call at that time.
Oh, sorry, I gotta go.
Here's the thing, though. Brock Lesnar came up to him.
Right.
That's the difference.
Right.
So Brock Lesnar came up to Jim, and Jim stood up and was like, I'm going to stand my ground and still take the ass.
I wouldn't stand my ground. I'd be running, man.
You would just sit there?
No, he's a mop. I'm just saying, man. You want his voice to be like, get our ass kicked
terrible
too?
Friends. Well, then if you're going to run, then you all need to run together.
We're boys.
You don't watch your friend get his ass kicked.
Yo, if it was a normal dude, fine. But Brock Lesnar is one big dude.
If that's the case, then everybody needs to get up and everybody needs to run.
We are Legion like Voltron. It don't work like that, TK.
We're like Voltron, running Voltron. Together we run.
You guys are not friends.
I was being honest. What's that in the chat? If Brock Lesnar comes up to you guys, what would you do? Straight Fact says, sit right there. And Jack Haywood says, Jack is honest.
Yeah.
So, shout out to the chat for understanding what the threat is.
Yo, terrible. You guys are terrible. Terrible.
When Brock Lesnar shows up and eclipses the sun in front of you.
Jack's got a DJ gig Sunday.
I got a
wedding to officiate.
Like I said,
Monday night.
I'd be like, I don't know these guys.
Wow.
We'll see what happens at SmackDown if this situation arises.
Wow.
What
you do is you look at each other and you non-verbally say what you're going to do.
Yeah. You mean to tell me, TK, you've gotten to a fight with someone who got into a fight recently? Not now. Not like when you were a kid, when you were in school, when you want to be tough. Right now as an adult, if your friend got into a fight, you jumped in.
Hell yeah.
Every time.
Yes.
I don't know how Toronto gets down like that. I don't know, man. Shit. She's tough.
It's my friend.
Everyone knows fights in Canada happen all the time.
But they apologize before
Very dangerous.
Sorry.
If my friend is being bullied, and then she decides to stand for herself, and that bully proceeds to whip her ass, and there's four of us and one bully, then at least we can either get her away from that bully or some sort of. I'm not just gonna sit there like.
Brock Lesnar easily counts as 13, though.
Yeah, exactly. He's 13 bullies. He's outnumbered, Brock.
Terrible.
That is Brock.
Punks.
But
period.
Okay, speaking of punks, either way, Rey Mysterio can't be in the main event. Man. Turns out that Rusev is actually in the main event here after he got announced. Had an interview backstage talking about Lana. He was like, "I'm not here to talk about Lana," but he's in the main event, Universal title. Lashley comes out with Lana, and they're definitely doing some TV 14 stuff. Jack Farmer, what's happening?
Yes, that was the sound that TK and I were both making during this whole thing. I was so shocked. The shocks that happened later in the show didn't even matter. I was so blown away by this. The fact that they went in for it too. It wasn't just
and again. He must have just bent her over and pulled her hair. Call it a day.
Hey,
Jim Alexander, is that you? Why is that so?
I mean,
wow, we're a family show.
That move and all. Listen, this is the thing. They've been waiting for Lana to finally have some sort of storyline or something. She's been teasing stuff on Twitter, maybe, or any other things.
On Instagram.
All that stuff. So it's finally kind of, they're catering a storyline to what she wanted to kind of do, or has been like teasing, or, a character or a storyline that she's been kind of cool with, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
For months that she's been off TV. I don't know if Lashley's the right guy.
That's my question I have.
I mean, are we to that desperation that Lashley needs to get over through Lana?
Well,
there's some undertones there, TK. I'm just being honest.
There's some undertones there, but it was kind of believable because like Lashley is I'm the only one on the panel, so I'm speaking for some folks. Lashley is the guy. He's a well-built gentleman. He's a handsome gentleman. He's possibly single. We don't really know, but it's just kind of like it's almost that type of fantasy there. So it kind of works.
But it's not his character.
He's not how do you know it's not? We know he doesn't have a character. That's the
he
point.
doesn't. Well, last time we saw Lashley, he was getting his ass kicked by Braun Strowman. I feel that's a weird.
But that's the thing.
This is a Ziggler kind of move. Like this would fit with
Ziggler's too loud. Like Ziggler, I wouldn't believe it. Like Ziggler, to me, if that were to happen, it would be like, okay, she's a one-night stand for a couple of shots.
Yeah.
This is like, because he's so understated, because he hasn't said much, because he doesn't have a character.
Right.
It seems like they might have built something, and it might be somewhat legitimate. That's how I was coming from.
This is if this doesn't get Lashley over as a heel,
this is nothing
else.
Nuclear.
The fact that he's literally taking someone's wife away and making out in front of them with her.
Your wife can't be taken away if she was already okay with it.
Oh, wow.
But the point being, if he can't get any heat out of this, then it's nothing's gonna work.
Oh my gosh, Dylan's comment. Oh my god, I lost it.
My man.
My TV needs a pregnancy test. My TV needs a pregnancy test. I'm watching Lashley and Lana dry hump and make out.
What about Maria Kanellis? That's a thing they're doing now. Like, this is definitely a direction they're trying to reestablish. This is reminding me of the Attitude Era kind of stuff with Sable and, you know, Sonny. These types of things, they're bringing this back. And it's like, first with Maria, they tested the waters, and now they're going with Lana, and they have the characters kind of that make it believable. Right. You would believe, like, Lana would be the right one cast for this kind of
And they got reaction. So Jack and I were both watching today, and multiple times during Raw, which hasn't happened in a long time, we were like, okay.
Whoa, yeah, that's definitely
provocative. And then also shout to Barry Mack, the geriatric wrestling thing is happening. He predicted it. So shout out to Barry Mack.
Moving on, Miz TV happened with the quote-unquote biggest Miz TV of all time. Both Ric Flair and Hogan are brought out there, and yeah, they owed. Turns out it's setting up a crown jewel main event. Team Hogan against Team Flair in 2019 in Saudi Arabia. Jimmy Alexander, what happened here?
Can't wait for crown jewel. No. Come on, man. Like, they are that desperate to bring Hogan, and I mean, that's a long flight for these older gentlemen.
Who's they?
Well, I mean, the WWE and...
It's not WWE, though.
And Emirates, or whatever, you know, whoever they have to deal with.
Those are the people they want.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Paying all that money.
That's what I mean. They want to see them. They're over, you know, there, you know? So it's like, they are bringing them in. That's a selling point for that pay-per-view or whatever that event is. They're going to... They actually can sell out with them. So for me, but just to see Hogan and Flair, there's got to be an endpoint at some point. Like, I am worried about a flight for these two, that long of a flight out there. And the team, I did feel that Orton was fitting with Flair, but Rollins with Hogan, like, there's no connection there. There's never anything.
It's bad enough the Saudi shows are debatable. I like watching them, but I can tell people who don't watch them. But this rehabilitation of Hulk Hogan, having so far the faces. And I think Rusev is one, because compared to Bobby Lashley, he would be the good guy there too. To me, it was it hit the wrong note. I just feel like they put themselves in the corner going out to those shows, because you want to bring a new talent there to show we have all this roster depth, but yet we're stuck with matches from 2001, from 2000, from 99.
Yeah, but if you're paying the money, then...
No, absolutely.
You know what?
If you're the client, go with your book.
I love Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair, and I don't care if I'm alone on this. I love them. I want to see them forever.
Well, compared to
forever.
You might be in for a surprise.
They're going to outlive all of us.
Jack, between like Undertaker and Goldberg, who were active and missing a step, then guys like Hogan and Flair are just going to be team captains.
They're not going to be in the ring, though.
Yeah,
if they're just outside,
it just feels so tenuous. And what if Team Hogan wins? Is it like best in the world? We just have a cup and call it a day?
Yeah, it's a throwaway match on a.
Okay, so here's my problem. Hell in a Cell is what, 6 days away. We have 3 announced matches, but they spent ample time hyping this Saudi main event up. Why?
The money. Why do we have to follow the money? Why are we even discussing this?
It can work 7 days.
They did that last year with Women's Evolution and what was, I forgot the other pay-per-view that they had.
Crown Jewel.
The Crown Jewel overshadowed that. Crown Jewel overshadowed and it's just kind of one of those things that they signed. I think it's like a 9-year contract for a ridiculous amount of money. You know, they pretty much signed their life away. Probably part of that contract is they could say who they want to come over. It's like, why are you asking why?
I'm asking
if you sold your soul to the devil, then you have to pay up.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying this. Hell in a Cell is this Sunday. We have 3 matches. Can this wait a week? Can this match wait
Here's the thing. Hell in a Cell should have been literally canceled for this year or moved to some other time frame because we're getting overshadowed by the SmackDown Fox.
Friday.
Then we're getting overshadowed by the draft coming up.
Right.
This is such a meaningless and rush pay-per-view, and then the pay-per-view to Crown Jewel. There's too much going on right now for this pay-per-view to matter.
Absolutely.
It is the most jumbled, last-minute put-together, irrelevant pay-per-view I think in years.
Outside of the Fiend, there's
just
not
of the
a
timing.
lot. There's not a lot going.
As far as numbers-wise, are we talking about the Crown Jewel?
Hell in a Cell.
I think more people, more wrestling fans. I would love to see the numbers because I think more wrestling fans are watching Hell in a Cell regardless.
Okay.
Versus watching the Crown Jewel.
I'm jumping ahead here, but let's look at this card right now. It's Seth Rollins against The Fiend, Becky Lynch against Sasha Banks, and Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns against Eric Rowan and Luke Harper. That doesn't set the world on fire. They're great matches, but you can't.
They'll do Charlotte versus Bailey too.
Maybe.
I'm sure we'll get thrown in there.
Because also felt today they had some matches that would have been on Sunday. And
But it's so rushed. I mean, how can you build any sort of legitimate angle or feud in less than a week? You know, it's just going to be tossed because they're already talking about, like, you know, the matches, who's fighting afterwards. You know, the Bray Wyatt, they already have who's going to be sets. There's just like they're already going forward, but then the draft's coming, so everything's going to be shooken up. It just doesn't mean much. Yeah, literally, it just doesn't mean much.
I agree that being wedged between the premiere and the drafts is a bad spot to be. But it's so weird too because Clash of Champions felt like it had forever.
5 weeks
to build up. 5 weeks. Where then, Hell in a Cell felt like it was. Clash of Champions seemed like it was yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we get some more insight into what's going on. I hope more matches are announced as well. Yeah. But before we move on, I got to say this. This is my favorite part of the show. It's now time for TK's Boudoir. You don't want your boudoir?
Traitors, all traitors.
Who's a traitor? Who?
First off, Evan T. Mack. Love him to death.
Is he in the boudoir?
Love him to death. However, for you guys who don't know, we have a group chat. Evan T. Mack decides to sing Flobo's song.
Oh yeah,
that was pretty good. On a regular basis.
Yes, that was
pretty good. Annoying me ever ending. Yeah. So, you know, Evan, I'm not feeling you at the moment.
Are you cutting a promo on Evan T. Mack?
Yeah. I'm just saying.
So you seen a boudoir?
We have beef. I'm just letting you know. Yes.
Whoa.
Why?
He wants that smoke. Why is he singing your song?
It's a dope song.
It's a good song. I agree.
They are actually.
Evan T. Mack has now moved on to a whole nother,
that's the one. That's the one.
Moved on and doing a new job in another state and decides on a Wednesday morning to sing the song and put it on the group chat. No need. No need. Anyways, today's boudoir is brought to you by Center Inn Company. If you want any cocoa butter, candles, all that good stuff, we got it for you. You can put on the code AfterBuzz TV and get all that good stuff. Yes.
See, Evan,
sell the pro.
I'm terrified to not sell this. AfterBuzz TV, get your discounts, get your $75 ordered so you get your free shipping, get a gift, get something for yourself, get something for mom.
Boom. And we also have Christmas stuff coming out too. So in the boudoir today,
what you can't do that. You can't be like, we got problems. Yes, nice problems for Christmas. Come on now. Like, you can't go from whatever.
I can do whatever I want.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
So first, shout out to she's been in the boudoir a bunch of times. I love her to death. She's like my hair spiritual person. Triniday. She actually posted on Instagram today. She said she's been going through a lot of stuff. She lost a loved one.
I saw that.
So she won't be on Raw or SmackDown for a little bit. I actually sent her a text. She said she's doing well, but you know, she's just working out some stuff. So shout out to Triniday. She's gonna be in the boudoir. She's forever in my boudoir.
I hope she gets the help she needs to.
Yeah. Support. And then also shout out to Heavy Machinery. They're in the boudoir.
Mm-hmm. They were gyrating.
How?
Yeah. Well, they're pretty, man.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Yeah. And then Randy Orton's in the
Jim.
boudoir.
It's all right.
And then also The Rock. So he made the announcement. So he's coming back to SmackDown. I'm hoping he's gonna have a match, but probably not. But I'm hoping it's gonna be a couple, like leading to a couple things. We're gonna see him. This won't be a one-off. We'll see him in a couple.
Who would you want to see him face?
I've been talking about this forever. I want him to do like a Samoan, like he's the leader of the Samoan tribe.
Let her speak.
Yes, I want him to be like the leader of the Samoan tribe, and like he doesn't have to cook because he works a lot, so he just does check-ins via the cell phone, and it's like this is what we're gonna do. So you have the Usos, you have Roman Reigns, you have all of them just pretty much running through the locker room. That would be awesome. So not necessarily anybody in particular, but like him leading the Samoan pack as far as destroying everybody.
Can I ask you a caveat question? So if he's the Rock, he's a leader, and he's not there every week, who you put as a lieutenant? I'm just curious.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I put Roman Reigns.
I don't know if he was in that group. All right.
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns. Jim Alexander.
What the hell?
He is the most handsome, charming, intellectual, and brilliant man.
What is this?
God's green earth.
Yes.
Pay attention. When the AfterBuzz King speaks.
King of AfterBuzz?
That's right! That is right! Everyone, the AfterBuzz King is finally spoken! I'm not dancing, I'm gyrating, I am not being appreciated, just like Baron Corbin, I am the king of AfterBuzz Raw After Show, Evan T. Mac, my man, my guy, coming through.
Evan did that too.
Coming through once again. He knows Jim Alexander. Okay, Evan T. Mac, he might be thousands of miles away, doesn't matter. He's still above us. He's still playing the joystick. He's pressing the buttons the right way. Evan T. Mac, thank you, my brother. Thank you, my friend. You acknowledged the king, and he did it with a British woman / Australian, which is my favorite. So thank you very much.
Evan never ceased to amaze
How are
me.
you the king of AfterBuzz? We are a democratically represented
That woman, did you hear that British woman? She said it. The Australian British woman.
It's hard to
Everyone
argue.
knows.
Okay.
Absolutely.
It's a hard voice to argue.
Let's all go before we don't get cocoa butter for Christmas.
Finally.
Moving on, Sasha Banks takes on
Beautiful
Alexa
moment.
Bliss.
Wow.
Alexa Bliss has pyro. Talks about the match. It ends up pretty quickly. Sasha Banks cheats to win, but the crowd didn't seem that much into the match. Jack Farmer, the only innocent person here right now, because TK's upset and Jim's going to be both killed or stabbed by TK. Thoughts about the match?
It felt a little weak to me.
Okay.
The ending felt really weak as well. It was like a little kick to the leg and a pin, which seemed very simple.
Yeah.
Obviously, it was more of the build to the promo with Becky, which I thought was cool. Her standing on the announce table the whole time and all that fun stuff. But
Giving her wrist, yeah.
Yeah, it was fun because that was building the tension between her. You know, she was going to come out there and beat up Sasha.
Yeah.
It was fun. It wasn't the biggest moment of the night for me, but it was fun.
Here's the thing with Sasha Banks. She's supposed to be a heel. She is a heel. But she hasn't done anything really dastardly, like except for the match tonight.
She gets face reaction.
Is that a problem for her eventual match with Becky Lynch, TK? What do you think? She's so bad, she's good. So yeah, bad, yeah.
I feel like they're just not showcasing the women enough in storylines for her to really legitimately be a heel. So it's like you have to give her stuff to. You have to give her things to do. You have to give her people to do heel things too, for us to like. Okay, she's solid a heel, but it's not quite working out.
Here's no problem. Jim, disagree or agree if you want to, but I feel like her promo tonight when she took the microphone backstage was her saying, "I'm the boss," which I think is a term of empowerment. So I feel like she should do something else or additional to what she's doing now to make her see.
What are we talking about? Who are we talking? I'm still giddy about the King Alexander.
Oh my God.
Okay, and that might have been Peyton Royce, by the way, his
terrible.
voice. I'm still thinking Evan might have had that hookup, but Sasha Banks, is that her thing?
Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks. You know, here's the thing. She's been out for so long, and she's coming in with this heel character. I'm still not buying it. It just feels she's been gone a hot minute now. She's trying to catch up to everyone in the division, but this push, I feel it's too quick. Like, you've been gone for a while. You need to kind of earn your spot again.
Yeah.
So for me to just buy her right away that way, I'm still not buying it.
I mean,
and her getting over Alexa that easily, like Alexa's been grinding it and carrying things even through injuries and concussions. And here Sasha goes on a boat cruise or whatever, comes back, and now everything's good. And now she's going over people.
Well, that's what makes her a heel. It's like, okay, I've been gone. So what? I'm here. I'm gonna reclaim my throne.
Regardless of what she's doing, I think it's bad when you're a heel and everyone's cheering you when you come out every time.
Yeah, it's still premature with the return, but I thought it was kind of interesting that it wasn't like, oh, how dare you, Sasha? It's just like, oh, you won. Yeah, you know. Coming up next, there were 3 matches that came on today's Raw that I thought would have been safe for the pay-per-view. The Viking Raiders versus the OC, Lacey Evans versus Natalya, and that's a tag team match, player. What? And the U.S. title match, Cedric Alexander versus AJ Styles. Just thoughts on the match being tonight on the season premiere of Raw. Do you think we're getting rematches on Sunday? Was it rushed? How'd you guys feel about
These
that?
2 matches?
3 matches.
3 matches.
Yeah.
I mean, Cedric Alexander versus AJ Styles, is that a major match? I think it's a Raw kind of match. It's a good match. They're good workers. You know, they work well together, but they're not... AJ's a major name, but Cedric Alexander is just scratching the surface and finally getting exposed to the audiences.
That's
fair.
So
he's not a pay-per-view sell right now, so he's good for Raw. Viking Raiders versus OC. Are they setting this up versus the Authors of Pain versus Viking Raiders, I'm starting to think that's the big match. That's the big money tag team match here. So they're going to have Viking Raiders go through everyone until the Authors of Pain come out, and I think that's a big time money match. So I hope that's where it's setting up to.
Okay.
Especially if they like crush the Viking Raiders to really come in strong.
Oh, man.
That would be really cool. These are all 3 matches. I agree. I think they were all pay-per-view, meant for the pay-per-view. I don't think if I care to see them again, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like
they've all. I think this was like their 3rd time, Cedric and AJ. I think it was also the 3rd time for the OC and Viking Raiders. I don't know if I care to see them go at it again. I actually thought all the matches were good. Yeah, they were good Raw matches. But yeah, I don't really care to see another.
But again, they're trying to draw new eyeballs. Like I saw. More for SmackDown, but like the commercials for SmackDown, even AEW and other, like the commercials are all over the place. So now they're drawing. Like I was watching TV with somebody who not a like used to be a wrestling fan, doesn't watch TV doesn't watch wrestling in years, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna check this out. So I think the rematches, yes, to us it's gonna be like, okay, we don't see another one, but to a lot of people, this is a whole set of new eyeballs.
True.
So I don't think that they're for the first bit. I don't think they're catering to the wrestling fans who've been with WWE for an extensive period of time.
I had a follow-up question for you. The OC were in a hot angle with AJ all summer. Are they pretty much done? Are they cooled off for good?
I'm about the factions. I feel like you should explore the factions, because then you're either team whatever, or team Hilbito, or team I don't know what you are, Jim. I don't know what you are anymore.
We still need our tag team name.
Yeah. Because Jim, your whole it should be Evan and Jim. Anywho, but you want to attach your wagon to somebody and actually really push. And even if it's not that one person, then there's a whole group. It's like the Backstreet Boys. You might not like them all, but you might like one of them, and that makes you buy the album.
Did you have a fan of Backstreet? I'm just curious.
I didn't rock
JC Chavez, baby.
What?
Wait, that's insane. How you getting your bands wrong? AJ McLean, AJ McLean, Nick Carter.
Hey, how you not know this,
you made
bro?
the same mess up earlier.
And you said it with so much confidence, too.
JC had the best album of all time. Okay, so
Aaron Carter.
We got about 10 minutes left in the show. You guys can call in right now. The number to call is 424-354-8302. We are standing by with your questions, comments, and concerns. If you're Team Jim, please say up front, because Jim needs all the help he can get right now.
Hey, no, I'm the king. That British woman said it just the way it should be said.
You didn't even know her name.
I'm saying it's Peyton Royce. It sounded to me like Peyton Royce.
She's not British. 424-354-8302.
Close enough.
Say the number again.
424. I lost it. 424-354-8302. Okay.
It should pop up on a screen somewhere.
It will pop up on the screen.
And it's in the live chat too. So.
Yeah, for sure. So talking about the Authors of Pain, another promo, 3 weeks in. I love the fact they don't do the whole like attitude era and just say, oh, they're brothers. They're distinct guys with distinct background. They even talked about being thousands of miles apart, but having the same like essence of it all.
Hey
Jack
guys,
Farmer.
sorry to interrupt, but we got our first call.
Oh wow, you're on it.
Caller, what is your name and where are you from?
Dylan.
Hello.
How's it going?
Hello, caller.
Hello. How's it going?
Hey man, what's your name?
It's Straight Facts.
From Straight Facts.
What's up, Straight Facts?
Hey, Straight Facts.
What's your question?
What's up?
We're good.
I have a question. My question was, at Hell of a Cell, Hell in a Cell, do you think Bray Wyatt can lose? Or do you think if the Undertaker's gonna pop up and yes, hello?
Yeah, I'm listening. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I was thinking, do you think Undertaker will do a pop up and just ruin the match?
Yeah.
You think you will ruin the match, and could Bray Wyatt come back from it?
For sure. Thanks for your call, man. It's a hard sell. I mean, it says booking wise, you got to put Bray over because you push him so long.
You have to.
You can't lose. You have to win.
He's damn near supernatural. So having a DQ finish would be like the worst thing for him. What are you guys thinking?
Yeah, same. I feel like he can't lose, but there could be some type of. You can't do a clean loss, but there could be some type of caveat where he doesn't necessarily win. I'll take those two options, but definitely not losing just flat out.
No chance.
So you'll take like a double DQ or double knockout?
Yeah.
I think he has to win. I think I think even a DQ isn't enough. If he doesn't win, then it's gonna feel like this big build up for nothing.
Right.
And then I'm gonna have to deal with Evan somewhere saying, "I told you, Jack." And
Oh my
He was making FaceTime.
I can't get those messages in the chat of him telling me I was
Oh
wrong.
my god.
Yo,
Thank
thanks
you,
for your
Straight
call.
Facts.
Thanks for the call, man.
Okay. Undertaker popping up? I mean, is that possible? I think it's too
it makes
early.
sense.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
the
what I was gonna
Kane
say. If they do that, they need to do that. They need
Later.
to save
Closer
it.
to
Yeah.
WrestleMania.
We
Yeah.
didn't mess up Kane. I don't know. That could be a cool.
Closer to WrestleMania.
If he goes,
Yeah.
if he does
Or
the full
Survivor
cycle again.
Series at the earliest. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Totally
In
agree.
Chicago, because that's where the best things happen.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So my question with all this opinion was, can they exist on the same roster as Viking Raiders? Is that too much of a clash of styles and personalities? Having such a real ground-based character versus the Vikings?
No, but they should have a big match. Set up both brands. They should both go through the brands and just destroy everyone and then have a meet at WrestleMania. That would be such a hyped up moment.
Yeah.
Like, just completely be both dominant and knock everyone out in there for months, we're talking about. Just building both for months and then having the ultimate inter-promotional special WrestleMania match. That will have so much hype.
Yeah, or either having them on separate brands for now, like on Raw and SmackDown, and it'd be cool if you have. I don't know if it's gonna be completely separate because I did like some crossover. It'd be cool at WrestleMania or another pay-per-view where they do go up against each other. So it's not. It'll be something fresh versus something that we've seen before, and then you have a couple of rematches.
I would love it to be some kind of match too, where it's like a falls count anywhere kind of thing, where they can throw each other through announce tables and throw each other through tables and just destroy the set. Because the way they both wrestle are they're just such big dudes and they slam people around. I think that'd be so much fun to see. I love that they don't speak English, and I was going to ask you guys if you guys thought, does this open up the door for non-English speakers to try to use subtitles to get by instead of...
You got to have a character. It works with their character because they're these like... international dudes that just ass kickers, but they don't need to speak the language because you see their act sell, in itself, and the subtitles, it just works with what they are and what they're about, how they're dressed, everything with that gimmick just
the
works.
branding is
So you
perfect.
can't have like everyone, like we're talking
Lucha
about
House Party.
Kushida and all these other guys, like no, it doesn't work for them, but for these guys it totally works.
Cool. We talked about Bray Wyatt's match and Seth Rollins. I guess we'll go to the other two matches in Hell in the Cell. For the Raw side, it's Becky Lynch against Sasha Banks. That's also in the cell as well. Who do you have going over here? Is it Sasha?
Lynch.
Absolutely, she just totally...
Yeah, she's on the cover of the game. You can't have her lose right before the game comes
It's all
out.
about the game.
Whew. The
Yeah,
business vision.
she's hot right now. I mean, I think we may have announced that, but my friend has the Muscle and Fitness magazine. Her and Seth are on that magazine. I think it came out a while ago. But it's like she's everywhere.
Sorry
She's
to
actually doing
interrupt
promo.
again, guys, but we got another call coming in right now.
All right.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, pardon me. Caller, what's your name and where are you from?
I'm from Australia. It's Dylan.
Dylan, what's up, buddy?
Oi!
My man.
Ozzy, Ozzy,
How are
Ozzy.
we?
Oi, oi, oi. We're good, baby. We're good. What's your question, buddy?
No, just calling in, just saying hello.
Oh, yeah.
I have a question for you, Dylan. Which team are you on? Are you team Jack and TK or team Hilbito?
Why you gotta put me in a team?
I'm on both. Why not?
Good answer. Good answer.
Of course. Hey, I gotta ask you, was that an Australian voice or was that a British voice my drop had, the Hail King Jim? Tell us, Dylan, you're the expert in
It was a bit UK.
Okay,
I wouldn't
UK?
say it was full Aussie.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go with that. It's all good. I'm a lover of both.
You can't tell them apart. That's a problem. All of them all, bro.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
loving your glasses, Jim. They're
Oh, yeah?
very 2000.
Oh,
Thank you.
God.
He's a
Thank you,
vegetable
my
future.
friend. Yes, they are pretty fashionable, and I'm trying to bring the new. It's blue. You know what I mean? The blue brand.
Don't encourage him, man. I thought we were cool.
I know.
I know. I appreciate your what's that smoky voice, bro. You sound like you've been chugging a couple packs.
And appreciate your gifts.
Yes.
Love them.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
What'd you think of Raw, Dylan?
I'm
You
still
liked Raw?
doing the NXT ones, but you'll get them eventually.
Oh, you take your
This guy's
time.
the man. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
Dylan's the man for sure.
Well, thanks, man. Thanks for calling. I
Alright,
appreciate
guys.
it.
Hey, talk soon.
Bye-bye.
All right, no worries. Thank you.
Bye.
He said he was going to call, and he did.
That's my guy.
Our last match of the Hell in a Cell announced: Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns against Eric Warren and Luke Harper. Will it be shenanigans? Jim Alexander.
So what? Daniel's now a face? I mean,
Sort of.
After, so it's like this. weird middle ground after he was a heel, and he was a good
great
heel.
heel.
A really good heel. He was a top kind of a brand heel. Like
brand champion.
Top. So I don't know what they're trying to do because Rowan and Harper are just not that over on their own.
Yeah.
They always need to be like the henchman or someone's bodyguard. So I don't, unless there's a turn, there has to be a turn by Daniel Bryan turning on Roman and having those two guys,
Seems about
join
calculated,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's got to be it. It's got to be a push to a longer feud with Roman where Daniel just takes him out.
I would hate that just because Rowan slammed Daniel Bryan through the announce table. Like, it seems silly that you would slam your friend through an announce table just so you could slam someone later.
Double turn.
It just seems it seems like a silly move, but I for some reason I thought of this over the weekend and it bothered me a lot. Roman Reigns really should apologize to Daniel Bryan.
Not this again.
Yeah, think about it. Daniel Bryan didn't.
He texted me over the weekend. Guys, it's late. I got something to say.
He didn't do anything wrong, and Roman Reigns accused him. He verbally abused him. He literally attacked him. He apologized to Joe. Why won't he apologize to Daniel Bryan? He owes Roman. Yo, Daniel Bryan, an apology. I won't stand for it.
Ooh.
So if Roman came up to you,
I'm running.
And says,
I'm running.
I'm not giving an apology. What are you gonna do about it? You're just gonna sit back down because we already know.
I would sit down behind the barricade until he threw me over the top of it.
See, this is
I ain't mad. Katie's calling me a punk. It's cool.
A1 punk sauce all over this place.
Right.
A1 punk sauce all over this place.
It's about time we gonna get out of here. Jack Farmer, where can the world find you online this week?
You can find me at jackcfarmer.com. You can also find me at Real Jack Farmer across all social media. But guys, the big news, and the way to end all the speculation, all the rumors, ladies and gentlemen, AfterBuzz is going all elite this week on Wednesday. We are going to go live 8:15 p.m. Pacific. We are going to be covering AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite right here.
And you're going to be there?
And I'm going to be there. I'm the host. I'm going to be there.
Okay.
Wait, you're not doing NXT anymore?
I'm not going to be doing NXT anymore.
He's getting traded. He's getting drafted.
He's getting
Jack
Farmer is all elite.
Yeah, baby.
Why are we rallying?
I mean, if you're going to do AEW, then you need to go AEW all the way. Why are you here? My name is TK Trinidad. You can find me on everything at TK Trinidad. You can also go
I don't know why.
at TKTrinidad.com. And don't forget to get all your cocoa butter and candles at centerincompany.com. I was joking, but not.
She's not.
All my peons and friends can find the King Alexander at the Jim Alexander on all social media. Real Talker, that's REL Talker.com. Thank you to my man who's working from Stanford, doing double duty, creating drops, getting British folks to do stuff. Evan T. Mac getting it done, and I might be going all elite with Jack also. So there we go.
Go.
The king of AfterBuzz.
Am I a friend or a peon?
Both.
I'm Flobo Boyce. Most likely I'm getting stabbed by TK by Wednesday, but you can follow me on social media on Twitter at Flobo Boyce, on Instagram at Flobito, and of course Flobito.com. And until next time, buzz you later.
Ciao.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.